welcome back to the live sessions. This is the first live session of this year, so Happy New Year, guys. So in 2026, this time live sessions is not going to be a lot of difference. So into the live session will be an open session. So if you have any questions related to Coohom, feel free to ask in the chat sections. Okay. So I already pinned up the message. So if you have any question, just directly join and also like asking anything. So the first topic I would like to discuss first was about a new features that we have. So I'm giving a little bit update about the new features we have. So here I'm making a new project. So if you see here, the main difference was here. So if you expand this view about the 3D rooms, and so we have a new features called drawing. So actually this is a construction drawing. So if you guys are using construction drawing, this will be helpful for you guys. So you doesn't need to like open one by one again the construction drawing section. So it will be automatically show all the details here for you. So if you want to refresh, just click again, and then if you want to edit the construction drawing, you can like click edit over here. So here you also can change the view, what kind of view you want, such as maybe a floor plan, furniture size, even like elevations or something related. So this will be very helpful for you guys if you have any to do with the construction drawing. So I'm going to giving a little bit explanations about the construction drawing. So I'm going to put some 3D models. For example, here I'm going to change the height, like the same height as the wall. Sorry, here. And then I'm going to put some living room 3D models, such as maybe sectional sofa sets. Maybe I'm going to choose a very simple one. I'm going to do this one. Here, so you can use like drag and drop directly. So here's in the construction drawing, can also giving you some options to see the elevation, such as maybe this room, which is I haven't changed the name, so room A, for example. Here also the title of the elevation will be changing, like room A elevation, room A elevation C, or something related. So, but if you want to adjust anything related to the construction drawing, you need to go inside the construction drawing features. So if you guys using like if you guys using like Alert account, this will be very helpful for you. So you doesn't need to go inside and then see whether the construction drawing is proper or not. So here you can also get a view about your construction drawing, which is much more easier in my perspective. Okay, so if you want to go edit the construction drawing, you just click here, or maybe auto annotate if you want to change any annotation over here. And then also like if you want to edit, just click over here, or maybe you can click here the drawings and then go here in the construction drawing, so you can go inside and click edit. So this will be open directly the construction drawing section, so it's much more easier for you guys. Okay, so maybe a little bit about construction drawing. So in construction drawing is only allowed for elite users. So if you are a pro user, you can access this section. You can edit some kind of annotation or something related to the construction drawing. But if you want to export your construction drawing to the like PNG or PDF or maybe DWG, like the AutoCAD file, you need to have an Alert account. So if you click here, we just have a download button in the top right corner. So you just click download, and then here the preview of the design layout, and then you can select all, for example, like selecting all the view, and then here you can see you want to download like AutoCAD file, PDF file, or GPG file, or any kind of files. So for example, if I download like a PDF file, for example, black, and I want to change everything to black, and then I just click download. So here the construction drawing will be automatically uh, generating for you guys. So you doesn't need to. So you just need a little bit time for waiting the construction drawing when it's available. If it already available or done in the process, it will be directly automatic to your computers. So here I'm waiting. Let's see. So it's already 100%. So what we need to do is just wait. And then here we'll be going to the download section automatically on your browser. For example, here, I already downloaded and I'll open in the PDF file over here. So you guys can see also like here. This is the construction drawing template we have. So it's very useful actually. So related to the floor finish, if you have like floor plan related to like floorings using like wood or maybe something have like patterns. So it also can calculate how much is it in the bill of material. Also, it's much more easier. And then here the reflective ceiling plan or maybe RCP if you guys well know about it. And then here the ceiling plan, I didn't have any edits on the ceilings. And then here also you can see the elevation index such as like A, B, C, D for the room A, and then giving all the elevation view for each room, such as the room A, room A elevation B, room A elevation C, and so on. Okay. So, if you want to continue, for example, like these sections, you can go to the edit view. But if you see here, right, the elevations index. So sometimes user here, like this room is not calculate or maybe not generate elevations yet. So what you need to do was like creating a new elevations or maybe auto place, repositions all these facets and everything. So what you need to do was generate a new one, right? And it will be automatically generated for you, which is the first one is not generating automatically. So you need to double check on that. And then for elevations here, for example, I have a cabinet here. I just want to focus on the cabinet, for example, from the wall, like this one. So you can also get a view for the elevation, for example, here. So it will be only focused for the cabinets. So you can see where I'm cutting all the lines for the construction drawing on the elevation. So it's much more easier for you. Okay, so that part will be for the construction drawing. So the next part, the new features we have. So I'm going to clear everything first. For example, I'm going to floor plan here. And I'm creating a new room, for example, like 8 meters times 8 meters. Okay. And then here, if you guys can see here, there's a new features called staircase. So it really useful for you guys. So what you can do was creating a straight stairs. For example, here you just drag and drop over here. So for example, here it will be generating a staircase for you automatically. And then here, if you want to customize, you can click here, customize. And what's mean customize? It actually going to the customizable part for the custom on the here, like the closets. So here you can click the stairs, and then you can see everything like the material rotations, handrails, or maybe left and right, or maybe on the left only. For example, like this one. And then number of steps, for example, you want to make into 20. It depends on you, and then everything you can adjust, such as the height, the width, and everything. So a railing height also, for example, you want to make it like 800 or maybe 80 centimeters only, like this one. So there's a lot of options. So this is one of the way how to create a new like stairs in Coohom. And then that number of steps, treat depth, and then has riser or not. So if you doesn't need have any riser, it will be changed here on the stairs directly. Has thread, you can select no. So there's no thread if you doesn't need a wood panel like threads over on the stairs. And then on the styles, you can change everything here, like the railing or something. So actually, this features is very very similar with the features we have in the architects, which is I'm opening an interior design project. So this feature actually also have an architect, but here we already published a new one, like the staircase style or something related. Okay, so if you go back, uh there's about the straight stairs. So if you want to create like U-shaped stairs or maybe L-shaped stairs, you can also create from this one. You just click and drag and drop. So it will be having a lot of features here. So it's very similar. You can adjust everything. You just click customize over here, so it's going to customize everything you have for the stairs. And then other than stairs, we have like only normal step. For example, you have, for example, let me create for you. So I'm going to divide this room into like two parts. For example, like this one. And then I need to change this room, right? This floor. Wait a second. For example, here I'm changing the slab thickness into like 500. Actually, if you go to the 3D view, it will be showing that the thickness in changing with 200. But the questions was like how to change, for example, let me change to normal first. For example, like this one. So if you have a two room separate a very different levels of floor, so you go, for example, you have a floor editors here, you go to floor editors, and then in this room you want to change or maybe extract the room, for example, like 400 or maybe 40 centimeters, and then you go back. Okay, here you can see the difference of the floor, right? The floor height. So and then for example, I'm going to put a door opening over here, like over here. And then in the door opening, I go to 3D and then view the doors opening over here. Right. And then for example, I change the distance from the ground is 400 also. So it's going to match the another room. And then the width, for example, 2.5, and then the height into 2.2, for example. And then there's a step generator. So you just click steps here, right? And then you can drag here. And then here you can also like changing the rotations. Let me check. For example, the X rotation into 90. Sorry, let me check. Is it 90? Not this one. Oh, 270. This one. And then you can click customize. And then once you click customize, you can adjust everything. Like you can want to move, for example, or maybe like rotate, you can also change it. Like for example, this one, I move it here and then change the width 2.5, which is similar width for the opening doors. So you can go to 2D to align everything. Like this one, right? And then here, you can adjust everything. Like for example, the height will be 400, which is you want to match the other floors, right? Like this one. And then number of steps, how many? For example, I just need 2 steps. And then the platform depth, for example, 800, you can change everything. And then the thread depth, for example, I'm going to make it into 400, which is the thread will be much more bigger. And then you can change everything. And then here in style, you can change the style of the steps, and then you can go public or maybe go manufacturer, enterprise, show all. Maybe let me check. Is there anything here? Wait a moment. Is there are no. So if it doesn't have that one, you can also adjust like the materials, everything here go from the publics and then change the material. For example, you want to change into wood color or maybe wood material, you can also change it. So this is the steps. So, and also you can use material brush and then click from the floor and then copy these sections, for example, and then, yeah, like this one. So this is how you can generating steps into two different level of floors of rooms, right? Okay, we go back. And then another one is the RAM. So sometimes this design RAM is sometimes used for outdoors or maybe indoors, but not very usually used by users in Coohom. But maybe if you need this kind of RAM, you can also create this kind of things. So here you can adjust everything like the elevation for the RAM. For example, you want to make, for example, let me delete this one. And then I want to change the width to 2.5 and then the line head I want to change it to 400. So I can also adjust this here to become this over here, like this one. And then everything, you can set up everything. Right. This one. And then you can customize also for the RAM. So there will be much more of like flexibility for you. So that you doesn't need to create like modeling one by one again. So here you have a lot of uh, features already. Like maybe 10, maybe like 50. So like this. Okay. So there's basically two features that has been released since the new year. So I hope you guys aware and also can use these kind of features very soon. So just let me know if you have any questions now. So I'm opening a Q&A sessions now. If no, there are no questions, I will opening the groups, the community, so I can see all the questions that I haven't answered yet. So here, if you go, I'm going to Coohom Singapore group first. So here, someone asking got promo code or not to upgrade Elite. Yes, in the end of the live session, I will giving the promo code. So to upgrade Elite, yes. So if you want to upgrade your account here, if you, for example, this is actually I'm already using like Elite accounts, but if you want to upgrade, you just click over here, like upgrade now, or maybe sometimes we have promotions. You can go to renew plan, and then there will be going to the other promotions page, so you can see the promotions later. Okay, but if you just wanted to upgrade the pro to elite, you can click upgrade now, and then it will be automatically go to the elite account. And then, for example, if there's any questions related to, if I already bought, for example, you doesn't bought the auto renew one, but you want to upgrade. For example, you already purchased 1 year of pro account, and then you just been using the pro account for 2 months, and then in the meantime you want to upgrade your account or maybe purchase elite account for 1 year, and then you can still purchase it, and then you can upgrade directly to elite. And then uh, once your there will be show something here. Let me show you an exact example for that kind of issue. Wait a second. Wait a moment, I'm still searching. Yeah, basically, so there will be a button here. You can click to activate your Elite account after you purchase it. And then your Pro account, which is still have like 10 months, you can still continue after the Elite account expired. So there are no worry for you who are already using like Pro account and then you want to upgrade to Elite account. There's are no such a thing. It will be like gone. No, it will be paused, and then you're going to go to Elite, and then the Pro account will be continue after your Elite account has been expired. So if you have any issue related to like payments or maybe upgrading account, just feel free contact me on WhatsApp. So I'm going to, or maybe in the group, maybe mention me. I will try to help my best. Okay. Okay, so let's see another groups, maybe from, so this time I'm also inviting you Indonesia users trying to join our live session. So there will be 4 country here. So there's been a questions about, let me check. So user trying to use like custom models cabinet. Let me deal with this one first. Custom model cabinets. I think it's supposed to be a kitchen. Let me try. And then the name of the models are right-handed pentagonal wall cabinet. Wait a moment. I need to refresh. I think my connection suddenly lows. Do you guys still can hear my voice? Do you guys still can hear my voice? Hello? Oh, okay, sure. Thank you for responding. So, okay, thank you guys for a response. So I'm going to use a cabinet. So there's been a question from users or from Indonesia. So he tried to use Advento's kitchen and bed, but it's not customizable. So I need to double check on that. Mm, right-handed pass, wall cabinet, wall cabinet, wall cabinet, wall cabinet. This one. Changing the width. Wait. Distance from floor are changed. So the question was like how to change the distance from floor, because if you guys see here, it's like lock. You doesn't need, you cannot able to click anything, but how to solve this kind of issue, you can click the cabinet here, and also you can see here, right, the gap. For example, you want to change to 900, you can change to 900 directly from here. So wait a second, let's see, it's still loading. And let me check. Is it possible or not? Wait, why? Yeah, this is kind of a bug we have. But if you want to use this one, it's still available. Oh no. It, okay, I need to double check on this. Let me try to record. So changing from here also cannot. So once you click, it's still going to 1800. But if you're using this one, if you put down, for example, it will read back to 1800. Okay. Okay, so this is an issue. I will be contacted IT team. So if you guys have any this kind of like problem in the Coohom, like bugs or something, you can directly ask me so I can help to the support team. Okay, there's a question from Zaitun Interior. Hi, how to apply railing on the terrace? Okay, so are you using Coohom Architects or Coohom Interiors, sir? Because to apply railing in Coohom Interior is quite complex, but if you're using like architects, it's much more easier. Both. Okay, so I'm going to show you first on the architects. Okay, so you have the idea how to create it, that kind of things. First, you can go to build whole house, which is the architects. Sorry, my internet is kind of slow today. Let me try to. Okay, it's running. Okay, so for example, I creating a room here, and then the next thing, there are two ways. You can use a wall and then creating, for example, this terrace. For example, this is an example, okay? And then in this wall, you can change the height of the wall, for example, into 200. And then this wall also 200. And then this wall also 200. Right? And then you go to 3D so you can see the view. Okay. And then you can go here, click place on wall. Okay. First, you need to select what kind of railing you want to use. So this is some of idea we have for the railing. For example, I'm going to use like this one, modern steels, and then just click on the wall, on top on the wall. And then what you need to do was creating a line. So I'm suggesting using a center one, and then use click here, and then click here. Right? And then you have already covered everything, and then you click done. And then Coohom will be generating the railing for you automatically. So you doesn't need to placing one by one, like this one. Okay. So another way, I'm going to create a slab. So it's also you can using slab. So here you can click slab, right? And it's much easier on the 2D. So for example, you want to make the slab from this one to here. Or maybe a rectangle, much more easier. For example, here to here, right? And then you can go to railing again and then place on slab. Select the slab, for example, here. And then you can just put anything anywhere you want, like here, here, and here. And once you're done, you just click done. And then you can view in the 3D, like this one. So there are two options you can use from a wall, and then you can place it on the wall. But you need to lower down the wall first, and also the another things is using slab. Okay, so that's how. So for interiors, it's not very easy because you need to like creating from one by one. From 3D model, you need to push, like change the locations, move, rotate something related to on top on the walls. But in architect, it's much more easier. So I just suggest you using the architects first, because if you're using architects, right, you can go interior. Here, there's an interior design button. You just click design interior, and then it will be open to design interior interface. So if you open a if you're creating a new interior project, you cannot go to architects. But if you open or creating a new architects project, you can go to interiors. Okay. We'll be checking to other questions from now to the still Indonesian group. So I need to be checking. Is there any other questions I haven't replied yet? Or how to create a roof. So yeah, this is also an example. If you want to create a roof, it's much easier if you're using like architects, because if you're using like interior one, there are no automatic roof generators. So if you go to architects, which is this is interior. So how to go to architects? You can click here to exterior, or maybe here to exterior. Just click it. It will be open the architects view. So if you want to create a roof in Coohom Architects, you can generate the roof automatically. So it's much more easier. Here you click build, and then here there's a roof. So you can use auto roof or maybe manual roof. For example, let me go to 2D first. Let me make a new kind of room first. For example, like this one. For example, like this one, you can click here, auto roof, and then click the roof area, and then you can select any kind. Like if you will just need a flat roof, shaded roof, and then hip roof, or maybe other style, you can also. But because these are not rectangular, you cannot use like gable roof or maybe mansard roof. But if you're using like rectangular roof, you can use this kind of style of roof. Okay. Once you're done, you can select this one also, the eaves baseboard. You can delete or not if you didn't need one. The overhang, for example, you want to change the overhang to 1 meters. You can also change the overhang to 1 meters. The height, for example, 4 meters. You can also adjust the height to 4 meters. The slope, like for example, 45. It will be changing also the height. And yeah, basically it will be like that one. For example, this one, let me change. I want to 45. No. 35. And then the thickness, for example, 100. And then just click generate. So this will be automatically generating the roof. And then if you want to decorate your roof, there are like overhang or maybe like here, decorate. There are eave, reeds, or maybe modillions. So if you want to create eave, just click eave. Select the style of the eave. For example, I select this one, changing the material, for example, like this one, and I click to the edge of the roof to make it eave. Right? And then just go back. Wait. Yeah, like this one. It will be automatic eave in Coohom a roof, your design. If you want to create the eave material, same with this, apply. Just click same materials. All. It will also change the eave to the material of the roof. If you have any questions, just please directly chat in the section because it's much easier. Okay. Any questions? Any more questions, guys? Okay, now I'm going to open as you see any. Okay, so another question from users asking, like, for example, let me close this one first. I'm going to create this one, click this project again. So this is interiors, okay? So for example, you have first floor, right? And then you have the second floor. And then, for example, you want to move this second floor. For example, you already design everything, but you want to align this second floor, these ads to these ads, but you cannot. The easiest way, you can use like toolkit here and then align multi-floor units, align with lower. For example, this endpoint, you want to move to this endpoint, just click it. So it will be moved directly, much more easier for you to align the multi-floors. Okay, another example. So if you want to move this floor to this endpoint, so you just use toolkit, align multi-form units, align, for example, and then select the ads or where's which one you want to move. For example, like wait, why? Mm, this ads point to this endpoint, and it will be moved directly. So if you go to 3D, it will move directly. Okay, for you guys, because my screen has been stuck before, so you just click here to show all floors. You can hide also, or maybe show all floors. So it's much easier for you to see if you have any multi-floors unit. Okay. Can we copy the model from interiors to architects? Uh, Copy the model. You mean like separate projects or not? Because if you want to move like interior models to architects, it's possible because architects can access interiors. So if you found any good interior design, 3D model in interior, for example, like this one. So this is the example, okay? So if you already favorite this kitchen, for example, select folder, for example, live session folder. I just move here, right? For example, and then you have a new projects in architects, and then you want to use this one also. That's possible. So how to do that? Like go to new architects projects. Which one? The architects one. This one. Like this one. Okay. It's still running. Yeah, for example, here the architects, you want to use that kitchen sets to the architects is able, but you need to go to design interior again. So because architect can access the interior design projects, so you can go to interior by clicking here. So it will be moved to interiors, and then you move or click or drops the 3D model that you already favorite, or maybe you like, or maybe you want to find one new one. You can go from here. My account, uploads, favorites, live sessions, for example, this one, right? Like this one, for example, you want to use this one, and then you want to go to exterior again, you can go to exterior again. So if the question is from interior to architects, it is possible. But maybe you cannot, you can see. Okay, I'm going to run through to Indian group now. Group number 1, users, let me see if there's any questions, or there's a question, how to create this kind of design or wardrobes in Coohom. So a user asking about this one, let me try to screenshot to you guys, so you guys can also see the questions. These questions from users, how can I create this design of wardrobe doors in Coohom, please help. So this is very customizable design. So in Coohom, we call it 2C account, which is the basic, pro, and elite. You cannot like customize, very customizable on the doors actually. But in the enterprise account, you available to do that. But let me try to do it if it's possible or not. So what you need to do, go to design interior first. And then in the interior design, you go to advanced tools and then use the clauses. Usually I'm using white catalogs one, which is much more easier for me. Let me find like for sliding doors. For example, like this one. And then here you can click sliding doors. Top rack style. You choose this only one, the sliding doors. I don't know if we have a very similar or not, but let me try, for example, this one. Generating from here, sorry, generating from here to why is not moving? Need to double check on this because this is a very quite complicated, guys. Style, design styles, internal, ungroup, not ungroup. It's supposed to be have a door style. Okay, for that questions, I'm going to hand over to the user support teams later, so it's much more easier than to creating a new tutorials on YouTube later. Okay, I'm going to jump into another questions first. In create new project, can we build architect? No, you cannot. Let me see another questions from users. In the first group, there are no questions. Let me go to the second group for Indian groups. So a user asking this, let me screenshot, share it to you. These questions. Can I create this one too in Coohom? So yeah, I guess yes. But yes, okay, finally. So let me try it again, okay? I'm exit. So here, go to openings and then go to custom openings and then click the walls and then click OK, right? And then use lines and then you can create a line. Like for example, this one, for example, I'm changing 2.5 and then this one 2.5 and then this one maybe 1250 above 1250 and then this one also click here, right? And then you can use fillet for the radius. Click the lines and then hold shift on your keyboard and then click another line and then select the radius. There will be a selection here. You can directly type on your keyboard like 200 here and then do another one, type 200. Okay. And then this one also like 200. This one and this one also 200. And then click finish. Like this one. Okay. So the problem was, if you see the screenshot, There's have kind of like wait. I'm also confused. What kind of that? Wait. Construction divider. It's like moldings around the doors opening. So I need to double check whether how to create this one. Is it like finish? No. I think right the easiest way was, but because there will be a radius, there will be very hard for us to do it. It's like molding around the edge. Maybe if we go to material component, let me try. Oh, my screen is didn't stuck. I think my internet's. I'm trying to create point. Oh, I know. So, for example, I make a gap like 20, and create a radius. Is it possible? Like if I create this kind. Of 240. No, it's not possible. We radius is two radius endpoint to endpoint here. It's endpoint to endpoint here. Oh no. Okay. Let me check. Oh guys, I think I know. I think it need to be using custom models, not material component. I need to make sure first. You still can see my screen, right? Hopefully you guys can see. here using lines to the edge, using curve this point to this end point. This one, and then using line again, this point to the end point. I don't know if it's working or not, but oh, I need to try it first. End point using arc. Using line, end point using arc to the end point, and using line, end point. Okay. Oh, it cannot. Offset, 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 offset. Offset 25. Delete this part. So it's going to like creating a molding now. And use push pull to the edge. It's then actually there's have a features called sweep, right? So I'm trying to do what can be done with that one. So for example, by creating a line here to the X point, maybe like M. This kind, and then using sweep, select sections. Sweep. Oh no. Select this one and then sweep. Yep, like this one, guys. It's working. Yep, it's working finally. And then notice also we can do another one in the back area, like the other area. So I'm making a sweep or making like molding at 10 and then go down back again. So what you need to do was selecting the area first and then collect sweep and then select the molding like this one. Right, and you can click all and then make it a groups and then select the materials. Like for example, like wood, gray green, this one. Yeah, it's working, guys. So that's how. In architects, can we build the curve wall? Architects. Is my screen is changing to architects, guys? Yeah, okay. I need to double check every time. Architects. We need to go to architects first. It's still loading. For like curve wall, yes, I think yes. Well, yeah, you can use a curve. Let me try. Wait, I need to understand first. So here, for example, 3 meters. Then walls, start and end radius. So from the middle. We need to have like same size. Wait, for example, 5 times 5. Sorry, 5 meters times 5 meters. And then using walls. Yep, you can make that one a curve wall. Can you show how to make outdoor area like mountain? Outdoor area? So it will be depends on your render. So your render environment actually, like you need to support with library first and also like landscape features. Maybe wait, like landscape architecture. Like if you need buildings or something for facilities. Outdoor furniture, landscape architects. Yeah, but Windows doesn't have too much now, and this is a good feedback. But if you go to renders, right, in the architectural renders, we have like environment related to like very natural nature kind of environment. So you can choose that one. So here in the environment, you can click this one, natural landscape, and then it will be giving you some. So yeah, this is currently what we have. Like this one in the forest, lake, forest house. Yeah, this is not very usable. Like snow or maybe beach, in the beach, like sea area. Okay. So yeah, I think that's all for today. So if you guys have any more questions to Coohom, ask me on the community, on your region community. I'm in Indonesia, Singapore, Malaysia, and India community. So feel free to reach me out. I prefer to mention me on the groups But if very urgent, you can private chat me on WhatsApp. So I will try my best to help you guys. Okay. So thank you for joining today live sessions. Oh, there's another question. Why does interior look different from my I can see architect option? So using architects. So this is architects renders. This is interior. So they are the two different. So make sure if you wanna use like the architects one, you can use this. You need to use this one. Build whole house, not the create new projects. And then there's a new like flex. Notice like house V5. V5 means like interior, but house is architects, which is architects can enter the architects and also the interior renders. Okay, so I will stop the recording now.